Okay, now if we talk about professional papers, which papers we should, which sequence? So let me just finish with the sequence of papers and then I will tell you exam preparation, how much time is needed, and what is about getting, because I divide exam preparation into three stages, and then I will explain those three stages, one, two, three, which is, I call it the success recipe. Okay. So let me first explain you with the exam, the structure of this professional level. So you've got two papers which are mandatory, which is SBR and SBL. So strategic business reporting and strategic business leader. You must do these two exams. This is compulsory, this is mandatory. Then you have to pass four papers from optionals. Two papers out of four papers from optionals. So here you've got AFM, you've got AAA, you've got APM, and you've got ATX. So these are the four optional exams, and you have to make a choice which two should I be doing. I suggest always to take AFM and AAA. APM and ATX, I only recommend under very specific requirements. If it is your work requirement or if it is your further qualification requirement, like you are going for ICAW, then you should go for ATX, otherwise you should not. APM you should be doing if you are in some budgeting or decision making job requirement, then you should do, otherwise not. For me, 90% of the people, this combination is the best, these four exams. Okay. I always suggest and love AFM and AAA for two, and it has reasons. It is not my personal liking. It has got valid reason. I'll just explain you a valid reason and then I will tell you the sequence. We all are accounting and finance professionals. Some of us, we work in audit firms, which we call practice, and some of us, we go to industry and work in some companies in the accounting and finance department. So if you work in the audit firm, which is called practice, of course you need AAA because this is advanced audit and assurance and you are working in the audit firm. So you need the knowledge which is here without any doubt. And then I know that more than 90% of the people who work in audit firms, more than 90% of people, they leave the audit firms in 5-6 years because audit firms, they have, four partners and two directors, and that's all. So, I mean, audit firms do not ensure everyone, that you will become a partner. There is no reason to stay in an audit firm because you know that your growth will stop when you will become manager, because not everybody is going to become partner. So you can see that this branch of any audit firm, it has a branch which has 100 staff of 180 people. They're not 180 people are going to become partners. So people, they leave. What do? That they come to audit, they work in 5-6 years, they do a lot of audit engagements, they learn a lot, and they make a switch to the industry. And when they make a switch to the industry, the goal is finance manager. So don't expect that in a person who has worked in audit firm for 5 years, he will go as an accountant or senior accountant. No, he will go as a finance manager in some other company. And when you go as a finance manager, this is something which you need, advanced financial management, because finance manager role is actually it is one of the important milestones in our career. It was in my career as well. So there was a time when I was also thinking, oh, I would become a finance manager. And then you say that, okay, if you become finance manager, only then you have a chances to go up to CFO. Okay. I mean, you cannot just become CFO without being a finance manager. So first you become a finance manager, and to become a finance manager, this thing will play the role. So this is if you work in audit. If you do not work in audit, and if you work in directly, you go to industry, accountant, senior accountant, chief accountant, assistant finance manager, and finance manager, again, you need this thing. Okay. So AFM and AAA, these are the choices. ATX, UK taxation, or any other taxation which is your local, you have to do your local taxation courses. Okay, ACCA taxation course is not going to help you to prepare and present tax documents, number one. And number two, not a lot of people they work in the tax department. If you've got 20 people in your company in the accounting department, only 2 guys are in the tax. And by the way, in my throughout, I worked for 24 years in this professional career. And in industry I worked, I have never seen a CFO coming in from the tax department. The tax guy will, the maximum package is tax manager. That's all. That's all. You don't have CFOs from the tax department. So not really interested. APM is a very interesting subject, and very important as well. But the thing is that the knowledge which you gain from APM is not used directly in the first probably 10 years of your career. Unless or until you work in a very large multinational organization which has some a lot of analytic analysis and budgeting and planning division, then APM probably will be helpful. Otherwise, a lot of people they will learn the things in APM, but they are not going to apply it very soon in their career. So I just leave, and plus it has the lowest pass rate among all the exam, the lowest pass rate. So topic is very interesting, topic is very useful, but it is not something I need today. It is something probably I need 10 years down the road. So I just leave it. I would go for the things which I need today or probably next 2-3 years. So these are the 4 papers which is my choice for professional level students. Okay. Now, once we talk about the papers, then we talk about, okay, in which sequence should we be doing them? So if you remember that, I told you that in the skills level, your last exam should be FM. So from skills, I put the last exam FM, and here I come up and I say the first exam should be AFM. Because although I know that PM and APM are related, TX and ATX are related, AA and AAA are related, F7 and SBR are related. They are all related. But this is actually hugely related, very heavily related. It has got a huge overlap of syllabus and knowledge. So therefore, if you have taken your FM as your last exam from skills level, and if you have taken it recently and you have some knowledge, fresh knowledge in your mind, you should go for AFM, because AFM is the most complex exam. It is one of the most difficult exams. A lot of long, complex calculations, and then, of course, interpretation. So it requires a lot of technical knowledge, AFM. So if you join these two together, AFM will become easier. I mean, if I put it somewhere here, I mean, I do FM here, and then after 1 year, I go to AFM. That is a bad strategy, because until that time, I would have forgotten everything. And then doing AFM here makes no sense. So if you have just finished your FM, the best thing is immediately go to this challenging exam. It will be easy to pass here. Okay. Yes. If you have not taken FM here, or if you have taken FM probably a year ago or 2 years ago, and you already have forgotten the things from FM, then don't take AFM. Then don't take AFM. Then what you should do, you should go for SPR. SPR. So the sequence is either the first paper has to be these two, either AFM or SPR. If I'm good with financial management, I will start. If I am, if I am not comfortable with the knowledge of FM, I'll start with SPR. And you should remember that with SPR, immediately the next paper is AAA. There should be no gap between these two. These two should always be together, because whatever knowledge you will get in SBR, Financial Reporting Standard IFRS, the same knowledge will be used in AAA. So AAA heavily depends, because it is audit. Audit of what? Audit of financial statements. Which financial statements? The financial statements which were prepared using the IFRS knowledge. So here you are preparing the financial statements. Here you are auditing the financial statements. So SBR and AAA are always together without any gap. And so if you are actually, so you should take it 1, 2, and 3. If for some reason you believe that, I'm not going to take AFM in the beginning, then it should be 1, 2, and then you put here 3 AFM. And last one should always be SPL, which is a compulsory exam. So this is the sequence. So it is first choice is I do AFM, SBR, AAA, and SBL. So leave SBL in the end always. Leave SBL in the end. If I'm not taking AFM, then I'm taking AFM place here, and I'm taking SBR, AAA, AFM, and then SBL. So AFM either comes in the third place or it comes in the first place, depending on. So, I mean, if you are coming back, because I know that a lot of students, they have got 9 exemptions and they come straight to professional level. What should they do? Never start with AFM. If you are coming back, if you are coming to directly to this thing with exemptions, start with SBR. Some of you people will, I know that because some people say that, I took a break. My last exam, I took it before COVID, or last exam, I took it 3 years ago. So I'm coming back. What should I do? I said, take SBR. Then in that case, SBR, AAA, AFM, and SBL. SBL, I put it in the end. Reason is that it is the longest exam. It is not really very difficult, but once you have done these papers, you have actually developed yourself a lot to pass this exam successfully. Trust you me. When you have passed these exams, you will be a person, you will become a person having the knowledge of these things in your mind to become a very suitable candidate for SBL. Although these are not directly related to SBL, but that maturity comes somehow. Plus, it has some knowledge from financial side as well. So AFM thing will also help you. So I usually try to put SBL in the end. How much time is required? This is what I'm going to discuss to you now. Okay. Let me just, okay, I'll explain it and then I put APM as a separate thing. So if you are thinking, oh, I want to do APM, so you can actually, some people, they don't do AAA, they go for APM. So they do AFM plus APM. I mean, there are people, they say, okay, I'm not working in audit and I don't work to, I'm just avoiding AAA. So they do AFM and APM. This is also a good combination, but ideal is this one. Okay, anyways. And you can finish these 4 exams in 1 year. So if you understand, 5 exam sessions were for skills level we discussed, 4 exam sessions here. So it is 9 exam sessions, which means 2 years and 1 quarter. This is, I'm going slow. I'm taking 1 paper in each session, okay? I'm not putting pressure. I don't like to be put, to put pressure on myself or on you or anyone else. We should not be working under stress. There should not be any panic. We should be relaxed and we should enjoy this qualification rather than making it a burden. It is not a burden, okay?